Good evening and welcome to Christians Aren't Sheep, a beginner's guide to meditation. My name is Ron. I'm the host of this show. And this is a channel you don't need to subscribe to. You don't have to smash the like button. And I won't ask you for any money. It's simply a good place to hang out, get a little devotional time in, settle your mind, get something to meditate on. Well, today is Monday. What do we got here? Oh, shoot, my calendar's still in November. Monday, December 4. In my routine of fasting, today is a fasting day. I don't even hardly think about food on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. If I do think about food, I simply remind myself, today's a fat burning day. And that seems to work. I started out this week at 229 pounds, so the weight's going in the right direction, down. And yeah, all's good. Gave myself a haircut this morning. Feels good. I've been puttering away in the shop today. Gaining some ground on the repairing of the old tractor. And yeah, the biggest accomplishment today was the front spindles. A little connector piece that sits on top of the spindle and connects to the steering rod. Those were just seized onto the spindles, and no easy way to get them off. I had to do a lot of heating and a lot of pounding. And today I was cleaning them up and repairing them so that instead of the tapered pin that's stuck in there to hold them tight to the shaft, I reamed everything out and put a bolt in and also cut a slot in it so that when I put the bolt in, tighten the bolt up, tightens up on the spindle, everything will stay good. And if I ever want to get it apart again, just be a simple matter of loosening off the bolt, wedging a chisel into the slot that I cut, and that piece will come right off and I'll be able to take the spindle out. So yeah, that's where we were today. So the devotional for tonight comes from John chapter 15, starting at verse 9. I have loved you even as the Father has loved me. Remain in my love. When you obey my commandments, you remain in my love, just as I obey my Father's commandments and remain in his love. I have told you these things so that you will be filled with my joy. Yes, your joy will overflow. This is my commandment. Love each other in the same way I have loved you. There is no greater love than to lay down one's life for one's friends. You are my friends if you do what I command. I no longer call you slaves, because a master doesn't confide in his slaves. Now you are my friends, since I have told you everything the Father told me. You didn't choose me, I chose you. I appointed you to go and produce lasting fruit, so that the Father will give you whatever you ask for using my name. This is my command. love each other. If the world hates you, remember that it hated me first. The world would love you as one of its own if you belonged to it. But you are no longer part of the world. I chose you to come out of the world, so it hates you. Yeah. So the world, if you're going to be in Jesus, Satan's world ain't going to approve. Okay. On to our devotional book to tie in some context with more current events. Something we can relate to. The reading is entitled A New Friend. While flying from Europe back to the US, I sat next to a little girl who never stopped talking from the moment she sat down. She told me the history of her family and all about her puppy, which was in the hold of the plane. She pointed excitedly to everything around us. I couldn't help but think that 8 hours of this could make for a very long flight. We chatted for a while until she suddenly got quiet. She pulled her blanket up around her, so I thought maybe she was going to doze off. Soon, though, I felt a little elbow in my side. I looked down at her, and she threw out her little hand and said, "Hey, Joe, want to be friends?" My heart melted. "Sure," I said, "let's be friends." In the midst of the turmoil of life, when we think all we want is to be left alone, Jesus extends his nail-scarred hand and invites us to be his friends. We have a choice: keep to ourselves or open our heart to a friendship of unlimited love and guidance. So how do I know Jesus loves me? He died for me. There's no greater love. That's something to meditate on for a while. Sit back and just tune into that. See what comes of it. That's all I got for tonight. God willing, we'll see you tomorrow.